Hello guys, welcome back to another video. I'm doing something different today. I literally thought of this when I woke up in the morning. But a while ago I played some more Elder Scrolls Oblivion. A game that I really never thought I was going to go back to, just because it's not very pretty to look at, to be honest, and I remembered it as just being really goofy, even though I had some fun with it at the time. It's more that I think of it now as being quite a goofy game. But within the last couple of months, I discovered that I wasn't playing Oblivion the way Oblivion is meant to be played, which is with the difficulty slider up. I didn't even know there was a difficulty slider. So what I'm going to do here is like a little bit of a series where we play Oblivion, but we play it on the max difficulty. Now, just a heads up, I've played it before on max difficulty, and it is hard. Enemies do 6 times more damage. You do, if I remember right, it's either 0.2 basically 25% damage, or you do 6 times less. It's one or the other. I think you actually do 6 times less in this one. It varies from game to game in the series, but let's load up this save and we'll get started. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and do all the main quest lines, as in Mages Guild, Fighters Guild, what other guild is the Thieves Guild, the Dark Brotherhood, that'll be fun, the main quest line, and also something worth mentioning as well is this version of the game I'm playing is the 5th anniversary edition, so it includes the Shivering Isles and the Knights of the Nine DLC, so there's quite a lot of content here. Also, what's pretty cool is I used to have this on the Xbox 360, and I noticed some of my downloads are still there. I can still re-download them. So I've got the Mehrunes Razor add-on, which was one of my favourite add-ons. They've got the Pirates Cove, brilliant. And we've actually got the Wizard's Tower. Now, I've not decided yet whether I'm actually going to utilise the Wizard's Tower, just because it kind of gives you access to basically stuff that you get later on in the Mages Guild when you're a full-on initiate. Having said that, I probably will use it. But just to kind of like throw in there, if somebody's got a version of this game and they don't have the Wizard's Tower, which is quite likely at this point, I think, then don't worry, because if you do the Mages Guild, you get access to all this stuff in the Arcane University. What I'll try and do is maybe hold off on the Wizard's Tower for a bit, just to show that, because basically as long as you can win some fights, you'll be able to do the basic Mages Guild quest line before you get into the Arcane University, because basically it's just a lot of fetch quests up until that point, and yeah, it's very doable. They only really get challenging once you get to the Arcane University, and that's if you're not prepared. So speaking about being prepared, let's just kind of have a look how we start off. Now, I've gone through the first area already here. I'm literally right at the exit to the sewers. Oh, I don't like the way that rat's looking at me. Oh, he doesn't know I'm here. I better just crouch just in case. Because, oh god, here we go. You can see, you can tell this is the first time I played. But yeah, even that rat is a threat. You'll see this later on. Now, our starting class is obviously going to have an impact on the rest of the game, so we're going to talk about that first of all. I'm not going to go into too much detail. One thing I will say is that I'm not optimised here. If I was optimised, I wouldn't be playing as a Breton. I'd probably be playing as like a high elf or something. You know, there's ways to play this game. You can basically cheat the level up system. You just level your skills that aren't major, you know, skills, and your character won't level up, but will get more powerful. And then that kind of impacts the enemies, because the enemies scale to your level. We're not going to play it that way, because that's going to take the fun out of it for me, and we will level up very slowly. But let's have a look. There's a reason I saved it at this point, because we can kind of have a look at my character in a bit more detail. So if we go to exit the sewers, it'll ask us if we're sure with everything we've picked now, because obviously you pick a lot of the stuff earlier on as you go through the starting area of the sewers. What I will say about the starting area is you can do it one of two ways. You can have the difficulty slider down, because you can change it at any point. You can have it down to nothing, and then just basically breeze through it. Or you can have it up and high, if you do have it up and high, there's certain spells that are going to get you through it. One is your destruction magic. There's no point meleeing anything. You'll get your ass handed to you. You know, even by the rats, the first rats that break through a wall at the beginning, you'll get absolutely caned. So use your destruction magic. Try and kind of get to high vantage points and shoot them, or just back off and keep shooting them and keep saving regularly. That's one way. The other way, which is way more effective, is use your summon skeleton and just keep hiding out of view. That'll get you through. There's some goblins right at the end that are also quite challenging. There's like 3 in one room, and you can't really rely on stealth and stuff, and obviously there's 3 of them. You can kite them and spend your time doing that, but to be honest, you can just run past them, because they don't really have anything of too much worth if you're going to be playing on legendary difficulty, should I say. I actually did kill them, I believe, in this save, because I looked in my inventory. I have the goblin staff, which shoots like electric and stuff, but destruction magic, not very effective, to be honest. So yeah, you don't really need to pick that up. So let's have a look at a character first of all. No, in fact, we'll do that later. Let's have a look at, with the birth sign, again, probably not optimized, but I have gone for the lady just to give me an extra 10 endurance and willpower, just because some of my skills are going to be based around willpower. So I've gone for more willpower. The endurance was just an added bonus. I'm not really a massive fan of these once a day skills. One that, if you do look up a guide for doing legendary difficulty, that's recommended is a shadow. Going invisible for 60 seconds is invaluable for getting yourself out of some very difficult situations. Although for me, I can only use it once a day. I prefer a level and just have one I can, you know, an invisible spell I can spam, because even if it was 10 seconds, it'll get you out of trouble. The serpent also looks good to me as well. Paralyzing somebody is very... Oh no, sorry, it's not paralyze, it's poison. There is one for paralyze as well. I just find that the cost of 100 points of fatigue is very steep. The only other one that's quite good, I think, is the steed. It can make you quite nippy on your feet, which is good for getting out of, you know, difficult situations. One you definitely don't want is the apprentice here. 100% weakness to magic is going to get you destroyed. You will get destroyed. So I would not recommend that. The good thing about Bretons is I think they do have an inherent 25% resistance to magic. I'll be honest with you, the main reason I picked the Breton is for appearance, because creating a decent looking character in this game is difficult, and the Breton was the best mold to do that. But yeah, so I've gone with the lady anyway, long story short. So I'm going to stick with the lady. Our class, I made my own class. All these classes here are going to have skills that are useless to you in Legendary. Now, I'm no expert. I'm literally going to be learning as I go along here, and you can learn with me. But there's basic stuff that I know. And yeah, anything like with armor, block is useless. Absolutely useless. Because you're still going to be taking a ton of damage. You'll just get fatigued. It's on Legendary for me, it's pretty useless. Heavy armor, useless. You're going to be taking that much damage. The only good thing is you won't stagger as much, I guess. But other than that, the damage reduction is minimal. And really, if you're in a situation where you're getting staggered, you're in a bad situation anyway. You don't want to be getting pounded on by enemies. So yeah, anything with like combat is not too great. Security's a good skill, because it's not affected by the levels of the enemies. You know, the levels on the locks don't change as far as I know on Legendary. So, and you're always going to want loot and stuff you can sell, you know. But basically, let's just go with the abilities I picked. Like I say, this might not be perfect, but this is what I've gone with. I've gone for Specialization Magic, just to kind of give me a bit more intelligence and willpower, because these are going to be like my governing skills, if you like, for the major skills. So, but then I went Intelligence and Personality. The reason I went Personality is because Personality dictates your Illusion skill. Illusion for us is going to be a massive Illusion. You're going to be able to frenzy enemies, very useful. Your best weapon here is turning the enemies against each other or making them neutral. There's a calm spell you can use on them and just completely just chill them out. Or you can turn invisible and escape. There's so many ways you can use Illusion that you'll see as I play that are very, very useful. And some of the spells are ridiculously cheap, especially if you use like On Touch. I believe paralysis falls under illusion as well. Paralysis is also very useful. Even if it's just for 1 second, you can completely disable an enemy. That can be invaluable, especially when we get to later on and you can spellcraft and you can start stacking stuff. You know, you can paralyze people, you can give them weaknesses and all this kind of jazz. Now, let's go through them one at a time. Acrobatics. I picked acrobatics because acrobatics, if I'm in a tight spot, I can jump up onto a rock, they can't get near me, and I can just summon skeletons or whatever. You know, I can just basically... It's going to get me out of some sticky spots. If you can't jump on Legendary and you can't run very fast, you're going to find yourself overwhelmed very, very fast. So yeah, for me, that's a no-brainer. Alchemy I've gone with because poison isn't affected by the difficulty. I never used poison on my original playthrough, but on this playthrough it will be invaluable because the damage isn't reduced by 6. It still does the normal damage. So yeah, poison is a very big one if you want to start doing damage, and you can stack your poisons as well. You put your poison on your weapons. One thing I didn't pick was a bow. I might just start using a bow anyway at some point. We'll see how I feel and start sticking poison on it, because in fact I probably will pick up a bow at some point. I'm not bothered about it being a major skill or not. I'm only really wanting to shoot people because I can stack poisons on them, and that will be very useful in combat. So we may look at that later on. But yeah, alchemy, that's why we're picking that up. Also, you can stack positive benefits to potions. I've not looked too much into that yet. I don't really know a lot of recipes, so I'll probably look some up as I go along online, and may take advantage of that. So that's why I picked alchemy anyway. Alteration, mainly because of some good... Water walking would be pretty useful if we get that for getting away from enemies. And I think if you water walk, it does make them quite vulnerable if they're swimming after you. So that was basically my thinking in that. Also, the shield spell is pretty useful. I don't know how effective it's going to be on this difficulty, but I guess we'll find out. But either way, yeah, there's probably going to be a few spells in there that are going to be useful to me. Conjuration, massively, can't stress it enough, you're going to want to take Conjuration, along with Illusion. Conjuration and Illusion are going to be your bread and butter here. Conjuration... We'll start with Summon Skeleton, and even though the Skeleton's weak and can die easy, he doesn't take 6 times more damage, and he doesn't deal 6 times less damage. So he's a lot more on par with your opponents than you are. And if you can hide away and keep summoning them, because Summon Skeleton is cheap, you know, it's cheap. Especially with Breton, and I've got like 50 extra Magicka or whatever. That really helps. So later on we'll get stronger summon spells. There's some summon spells that are stronger that aren't really worth it because you're summoning them for such a short period. But again, when we get later on to actually creating our own spells, we can really start playing around with it. But yeah, Summon Skeleton, Summon Scamp's a good one as well because they can shoot like a fireball, which does pretty decent damage to your enemies. So Conjuration, yeah, can't stress it enough. Brilliant one. Mercantile, I basically just stuck it on there because if we want to sell goods, we want to get some decent money back for them. And, you know, if we want to buy stuff, we want to buy it cheap. But it's mainly to rack up our money, you know, if we want to train skills or, you know, money's going to have some uses in this playthrough. Mainly for buying spells early on, really. And then security. Security, obviously, unlocking chests, getting decent valuables equals more money. That was my logic there. Now, you can see, this was a custom class I made. And I called it Scumbag. Because I feel like I'm playing scummy, just turning everyone against each other. But hey, this is the way you got to do it on Legendary, or at least this is the way I do it. I love the custom picture they give you. He actually looks like a bit of a scumbag. And then if we click done, added a little bonus to the scumbag class. Click done. Are you sure you want to be a scumbag? Yeah, I'm sure. So there we go. So let's just get out there. Let's get out there into the big wild world, the big wide world, the wide wild world. Oh man, that's a tongue twister. Yeah, let's just get out there. Now don't worry, I'm not going to make you watch all the loading screens. If I'm saying something over them, I'll leave it in there, obviously, for the sake of it's just easier to edit. But yeah, I'll cut out the main loading screens. In fact, from now on, I'll try and stay quiet on the loading screens. So right, let's take a look at our character. Now I think I did a good job here. Not, I don't know about her nose actually, but overall I think I did a pretty good job. You know, Oblivion. You know, this is someone you could take home to your mum. Oblivion is not really known for being able to make attractive characters. You know, unless you're on PC and modded it. That's another point actually. I'm playing on Xbox here. This is available on PS3 as well for you PlayStation players. I actually think it's a bit more expensive though, which is why I'm playing on the the cheap Xbox version. But yeah, on PC you can get mods and stuff. You can't on this version of the game. So I was purely relying on the character engine, which pretty much really tries to make your character look like they've got a face like a bag of spanners. So I did my best here. Maybe in my menu she doesn't look amazing. From certain angles she looks pretty good actually. But if we go back to the normal view here, let's get close to a wall. Here's a trick. If you get close to a wall you can kind of get a better camera angle. Here we go. So yeah, half decent side profile. Not too bad in the face. Decent side profile though. I'm pretty happy with that, you know, for Oblivion. So yeah, first thing we want to do is get a couple of additional spells really, because at the moment, Dragon Skin for Bretons. It looks real powerful, 50% for 60 seconds on self shield. Against these enemies, not so much. Still useful to have though. But yeah, the main ones here are going to be, I mean, shield 5%, that's useless. Heal minor wounds, yeah, pretty much useless with the amount of damage we're going to be taking. And like I say, armor's not going to do much for that, so you're not going to find me like looking for the best armors and stuff. I will try and do my appearance better, and if the armor makes me look better, I'll slap it on there, and you know, we get an added minor damage reduction, I guess. But yeah, I'm not going to be going crazy about that. Starlight, just useful to light yourself up. Also, it's an easy way to level your illusion. Summon Skeleton, again, very useful for us. So we're going to have those kind of quick links here. If you notice I had a Scroll of Chameleon there as well, that's a pretty decent spell. Later on we might try and just get that naturally on an enchantment. I think one of the Daedric altars you can get a ring that gives you 35%, which could be quite useful. So we'll be walking around looking like the Predator at some point. But yeah, those are again bread and butter. Starlight and Summon Skeleton, at least for now. So Starlight, bang, just gives you a bit of a glow. Seems daft, but in caves, pretty useful. Detect Life as well later on will be useful for caves and stuff, because then we know what we're getting into. Summon Skeleton. Don't know why he appeared there, I wasn't looking that way. This guy is going to be doing a lot of work for us. But yeah, so the first thing we want to do, well, in fact, let's just prove that the difficulty's up, so you know I'm not blagging you. Okay, so the first place we want to go is going to be Bravel Mages Guild. I did a little bit of scouting ahead, and we're going to want to pick up like a couple of illusion spells. The great thing about the Mages Guild is that you can just steal basically. Once you join the Mages Guild, you can just steal everything in there. You know, what do they call them? You know, the alchemy stuff, the novice retorts and ambelics or whatever they're called, and you can just sell it back to them. So it's a really easy way just to make some money, and also they sell illusion spells. And then later we'll be going to Coral Mages Guild because they sell summon spells, but at the moment we're not too bothered. Actually, we might pick up Summon Scamp at some point. In fact, let's pick up that mushroom because we're going to be doing some alchemy later. We're probably not going to look too much into that until later on. We'll give Lady Luck a kiss because why not? It's just an easy stat bonus. It lasts quite a while. And here is the Mages Guild. It's one of the few that doesn't actually have a sign, so it just looks like a big house. But yeah, this is it. This is the Mages Guild. If you've played Oblivion before, you might obviously remember. So first things first, we want to join the Mages Guild. Now when I speak to people, I'm going to let them speak because some people might want to see that, so let's go.
Eterianus spells, recharging and training in mysticism. And idle chatter. At your service.
Ah, yeah, I don't think this is the lady that you recruit to the Mages Guild with. There's somebody in here that you can recruit.
It's you. Hi.
Wow! What's your problem?
Delphin Gend, creator of the celebrated Enemies Explode spell. Advanced trainer in destruction. And mage destined for great things.
Not with an attitude like that.
Take care.
In fact, let's...
What do you want?
I don't know why she's so moody. She's usually like really happy and loves you to bits. Bit random.
You'll need to talk to Kudai if you want to join the guild. Or any of the heads of the local guild halls for that matter.
Right, so we need to speak to Kudai. Ah, Kudai.
Are you here about joining the Mages Guild?
You read my mind.
Well, no bounty on your head, and you look able enough. Very well. Are you sure you want to join the guild? Then, I declare you to now be an associate of the Mages Guild. Welcome to the ranks. You'll need to acquire recommendations from all the local guild hall leaders to advance further in the guild. If they're smart, they'll take the opportunity to have you perform a small service for them. One good turn deserves another, after all. We have a responsibility to look after one another, don't we? I dare say we do, no matter what the costs.
Right.
Please, I'm in desperate need of help, and I think you're the only one that I can turn to.
Please don't go! Yeah, sorry, we've got stuff to do. We will be picking up some side quests as well. We're just gonna have fun with the game on a higher difficulty, essentially, and yeah, we'll see how long that lasts. So right, we're a member of the guild now, which means we have the key to upstairs. Now, don't think I'm going to be doing anything groundbreaking here when I go upstairs, because I'm really not. I'm just going to be picking up some clothes, because we don't want to be walking around in this shabby get-up we've got at the moment. I believe there's some decent stuff in here. No, there's not. Okay, apparently that's randomly generated. Oh, we don't want the green doublet. Oh no, actually, we'll pick it up. Maybe it's alright. We're looking for the blue garment. Oh wow, that's the first time I've been in here and there's not been the blue garment. That kind of sucks. Right, this book here, Horrors of Castle Zir, gives you destruction, which, like I said, is useless, but whatever, it's free destruction and it doesn't affect our level, so we're going to take it though because it's worth 200. We're going to take these, Mortar and Pestle and Retort. Now we could, if you want to be thorough, you can absolutely rinse this place dry. I'm not going to do that, just because I can't be bothered. I'm just going to get what we need. And then if I do need to rinse anywhere dry, don't worry, I'm not going to make you watch it. So let's just have a look at the clothes we've picked up though. Okay. That's not too bad actually. We might stick with that. The green doublet's a little bit better maybe. Eh? Oh, it's the same thing. Yeah, not great. Actually, if I remember right, we look pretty good there actually. Okay, if there's also in the basement, there's a decent... Oh, actually, I say that. It is randomly generated, so it might not be. We'll go and have a look. There was some clothes in the basement last time that were more kind of like adventurer-esque, which might suit us a little bit more. Knowing my luck, they won't be there now. I think they were in... they might have been in this chest. Ugh, blimey. Well, might as well check the other one. Okay, oh, we'll take that boat though. I know where I can get some arrows actually quite easily. So we're going to want that as a quick equipped. No, let's have that as quick equipped. Oh, we've got some arrows, okay. Yeah, we're not going to equip them just yet though. Okay, I forgot it had like a 7 goblin head on it. Okay, great. That's interesting. Right. I wanted this blue dress that she's got.
How does the day greet you, friend?
We'll get one later. There's a few Mages Guild, and you know, if you want clothes, the Mages Guild is the place to go. Let's take that. It's worth 25. I'm gonna rob all this stuff. Oh, bugger! I'm over encumbered. Oh, well, that's not helping, is it? Let's drop that. It's heavy. What time are we on now? 1:58 PM. Okay, so the ladies around we can sell stuff to. Oh, now this stuff here. Any poisons, we're definitely picking them up because, like I said earlier, poison is very useful. Let's drop that. No, let's drop that. It probably weighs a bit. Actually, the short sword weighs more. We'll probably get away with just dropping a couple. We'll pick that up. It's worth 50. Yeah, let's drop the rusty bow. I don't need that.
Greetings, Evoker.
Okay.
What's new with you?
Many Argonians say they have been called back to Black Marsh.
I love how people just have a
They
chat.
disappear into the...
Well met.
It's always a
How
pleasure
rude!
to hear Oravata Othrella speak at chapel. She has
Yeah, the AI in this game was really ahead of its time.
She's very well spoken.
You know, in the way the NPCs behave. They do some goofy stuff, but yeah, it was really ahead of its time. Let's just wait here until early hours of tomorrow morning, and then hopefully the shopkeeper will be there. Okay, so here we are, and there's nobody stood in front of us. That's kind of annoying. Ah, there's a prompt for, blimey, what's it called? Shivering Isles, I think it is? Yeah. Apparently you're advised to only go into there when you're level 20. If we get to level 20, we'll definitely go. We could probably tackle it earlier with the way we're going to get our character, so we might even do that. Well, I was hoping that stuff might be worth a bit because it's silver, but whatever. We could thoroughly go through all the bookcases, but yeah, we're not going to do that. We need to sell some of this blooming junk. In fact, let's just find a shop and do it that way. It's so frustrating. Just what the hell? Oh wow, it's 5 AM. That'll explain it. It would have been cool if they put some kind of like primitive clocks, you know, in there, especially in the Mages Guild. They could have had like some magic device that you can just look at for the time.
Hello.
You know, just for immersion's sake. But I'm gonna say emulsion's sake then. Okay.
I'm Ardeline. I'm the Guild's advanced trainer in alchemy here in Breville.
Right. Okay. Barter, Ardeline.
Let's do business.
Maybe we should try and haggle as well. Because it might get our skill up a little bit. Even if we just do 1%. No, let's do 5.
Fine transaction.
A fine transaction. Unfortunately, I don't believe we can sell the book to this lady. So yeah, that's a bit of a pain. But you know, just like that, we've got 355 gold. Let's sell this ale. Don't know where I picked that up
Fair
from.
deal. You've made a good bit of gold.
Probably picked up a lot of this stuff in the starting area and didn't even realise.
You drive a hard.
I might keep the food just because I can use it for alchemy later. Get rid of the crystal ball and that.
You drive a hard.
Get rid of all their gems. Blah 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 blah.
That's a good deal.
Keep the lockpicks. We don't really need repair hammers, but for now I will hold on to. Because you never
Good
know.
price.
Get rid of that bear pellet.
Excellent bar.
There's a bit. Get rid of that petty soul gem, because when we do start getting soul gems, we're not going to want petty ones. That's the point actually, mysticism. I didn't put anything into mysticism, so we're just going to have to painfully level that up maybe later on, because soul trap's going to be useful. But there are items that have Soul Trap on them already, so that's one. I think that was my thinking at the time.
I appreciate your business.
Okay, so we've got 776
Same.
gold, and like I said, if you want to fleece the place, you could probably easily get up to a K gold easily. You might have to kind of go outside and sell to other vendors like general goods and stuff, but yeah. Okay, now this lady
How are you?
here.
I hope I can help.
Oh, you've changed your attitude. She actually has some decent spells.
Only quality goods for sale here.
And even if
What can I
the spell
interest you
isn't
in?
perfect, one thing I would advise is like, if it's still the same type of spell that you want. So for example, you might want a charm spell, but it might be like, she might be selling charm 1 point for 1 second. Well, she won't, but I'm just kind of giving you an extreme example of the fact that you just want the fact that you've got a charm spell, because as long as you have a charm spell, after that, when you get to one of the altars that you get in the Mages Guild, you can make your own spells, and as long as you have a charm spell, then you can make your own charm spell, and you can set the terms. So it's just useful to have one in general. So this one's going to be very useful. Calming Touch. Let's haggle again. Selling items, 65% will go. Okay. Now the reason we want Calming Touch is if somebody's going ham on you, you can just chill them out. And apparently I've read you can sneak attack them as well while that's happening, which is 6 times damage. Now on this where we're doing 6 times less, that's just average damage, but it's still better than a slap in the face. Plus it's something that can get you out of a difficult situation. It's also not an aggressive spell in terms of when you cast it on other NPCs, which means we can do an area of effect calming spell on groups of enemies. That could be pretty useful, because sometimes we just want to get past enemies, you know, to get to where we're going. We don't necessarily always want to fight them. So this is going to be a very useful spell. Now this one is Calming Touch, so it is on touch, but still, like I said, a calming spell, useful, it's cheap. Let's use it. So yeah. Did we buy that then? No, we didn't. No, we just bought it. Okay, brilliant, excellent. We want that. Shield, we are going to want it at some point, but I'm not going to spend my money on it right now. Ease Burden. So you know, that is one benefit of Alteration. I am going to pick that up, just because the amount of times I get bloody encumbered. We're going to want that. Now, beyond that, Night Eye could be useful. Enthralling Presence. Charm 24 points in 20 feet for 20 seconds on target. That's pretty good. But I can't think of a situation where I'm going to want to charm a group of people. And for the moment, for us, it's quite high mana cost. So I'm going to see if she's got anything cheaper. Oh, there's her patented Enemies Explode spell. Right, let's see if she's got a cheaper... I'm not really interested in Rally. Can't think of a time when that's going to be helpful. Not bothered about Illuminate. Charm 24 points on touch. Much more useful. Much more cheaper. So let's get that. You know, if you're going to speak to a shopkeeper, you're going to want to charm them, aren't you? You know, or if we've got a quest and rather than bribe people, which costs a lot of money, we can just charm them. That's pretty good Moonlight, actually. I'm going to buy that just because... Oh, I don't have enough gold. Screw you! I was looking at the blooming energy cost instead of gold. Now, Rage... See, we want Rage. We've got enough gold for that. I don't really know what Telekinesis does. I need to look into that. Right, Rage is going to be very, very useful because it's going to turn enemies against each other. So we're using enemies' power against themselves, because the modifiers only apply to us. The 6 times damage only applies to what's dealt to us, and what we deal to other people is 6 times less. But anyone else outside that, they're fine. They're unaffected. So we're definitely buying Rage. And then beyond that, see, Touch of Fear, Demoralize, could be pretty good if you want someone to run away. In fact, I didn't read what level it was up to. See, touch of rage there. Up to level 18, that's insane.
Come back and see me.
What did we just buy? Let's just double check. I don't know what we're buying here. Got staff, it's ridiculous. Right. Ease burden is going to be useful. Starlight. That's not the one we bought, is it? We bought something else. Oh, rage up to level 10, so that's alright because we're only level 1, so that's going to last us for quite a while. Rage, going to be very useful. Again, in fact, I'm going to put it on my left D-pad because it's going to be used quite a lot. Turn Undead is going to be useful as well, just for getting them out of your face. But it's a low level one, but we've just got it by default, so we'll stick with that. Flare, useless. Summon Skeleton, great. Soothing Touch, Calm, Calm up to level 2. Well, that kind of sucks, to be honest. That actually really sucks. But it's cheap and we can upgrade it later, so whatever. Yeah, so we'll have that there. And then we're going to want Mesmerizing Grasp, yeah, so Charm. Charm there. And then we'll have Calm there. And then that is it, I think, for the spells we've bought. Oh, Calm up to level 7 for 20 seconds. Okay, that must be the one we bought. I'm forgetting what I bloody bought. Because we've got some spells by default here that I didn't even know we had. Okay, so we're going to want to just get the Iron Bow maybe reassigned somewhere. Right, okay. So we're kitted out a lot better now for combat.
Thanks for asking.
We might not have necessarily have the dress that we were after, but we'll get it eventually, don't you worry. We'll be looking banging.
She certainly has a talent for speaking.
But the main thing is now, let's try and use these things in combat, because really, a lot of this is, I've read about it and it's in theory, but I've not actually put it into practice, so this will either work or it won't. And if it doesn't, it's back to the bloody drawing board. There's a place where I know there's a couple of enemies that we can take advantage of here. If we can just get onto the map. So we go back to when we came out of the sewers. Now we're a completely different person. Mud crab. So let's see what this staff does to the mud crab. Look at that. And then watch the difference with the skeleton. See what I mean? Just destruction's worthless. It just looks cool having a staff. Well, there's better looking staffs than this bloody abomination. Right, the place we want to go is across here. There's some ruins. We're not going to go all the way in. There's some enemies outside we're going to kind of test our skills with. So, first thing we're going to do, we're going to try out Rage. Now, the thing is with Rage, it potentially is a skill that's going to backfire on us, because they're going to still attack us. So, in fact, what we'll do is, right, so we've got Calming Touch is up, Rage is left. If we remember that. I might try and calm them first and see how that goes. We can always save before we do it, because Mesmerizing Grasp is the charm. Ease Burden is there. Oh, I just realised I didn't equip the light spell. So let's just do that now. Is it Starlight? Light 24, 60 seconds on self. I don't think it was Starlight. Yeah, okay, whatever. So, are you joking? I don't think I can cast it. Your skill level is too low. Oh wow, that sucks. Can we cast? Right, okay. It looks like we can. Okay, and it's a bolt. That's pretty useful actually. Okay, so we're too low. What is our skill? I didn't foresee that. Illusion, illusion, illusion. Okay, we're at 35. I'm guessing then we're going to have to be 50 before we can cast Calm. That's pretty insane. What I might do is do some training. Train it up. Do you know what as well? That Calm. It's not even... Oh no, it is to a pretty decent level to be fair. Oh, in fact, we had the weaker Calm spell, didn't we? Surely we can cast that. I should have checked that really if I was capable of casting it. Schoolboy error. Okay, so we've got Soothing Touch, Calm level 2. That's Calm level 7. 20 seconds. Okay, so it's substantially stronger. That's on touch as well. Still too low. Wow, amazing. Okay, and that's on touch. Why is Calm so costly? Okay, well we're gonna try it Rage, and then we're gonna try it as Summon Skeleton, and you'll kind of see how combat's gonna go here. Later on, hopefully, we're gonna start utilizing, you know, some other skills like sneaking and turning invisible and all this jazz, other conjuration spells, pimp our items out just to give us a bit more of an edge. What is that? Wow, it's a fish out of water. I've never seen that before. I bet it could still kill me. Should we see? Bloody hell, he's shifting. You're going the wrong way, mate. The water's the other way. Oh, now I'm not too low level. I can Calm now. What was going on there? Oh, okay. Now we've attracted someone wanting attention. Right, now she's raged. Now they're fighting. I think she's already dead. Sorry guys, you didn't get to see that. Good thing about Summon Skeleton is it was so cheap. Let's try Calm. I think it was on touch. Oh no, they're still fighting. That's brilliant. Ah! She just turned around and attacked her friend. Didn't even keep coming at me. Okay, Rage is pretty OP. Let's try and Calm. Calm, woman! Ah, I wonder if he still attacks them when they're calm. Ah, it looks like he does. It seems to break the Calm though. I wonder if you calm them, you can just have a chat with them. That would be pretty interesting. We'll have to try that at some point. Green felt linens. No, we don't want them. Look like a bloody drama student. Oh, that was all rubbish you had. I'll pick that up because it's worth a little bit of money. Some arrows. Lace leather pants. Yeah, I've tried them on before. They don't look great. Oh, that's just no dignity. With a fish right next to them. Somebody's going to come across this scene and be like, well, you don't see that every day. Hilarious. But my character's very interested. I don't know if there's an animate dead spell in this game. I hope so. Because that'd be hilarious. I know there is in Skyrim. It was one of my favourite spells. Just like reanimate people to fight for me. But yeah, essentially that's it. That's how our combat's going to go. We're basically just going to be... I wouldn't say cheesing it because it's a legitimate way to play the game. We're not cheesing it. But yeah, there's going to be times when... acrobatics is going to come into use, you know, getting into like higher positions. You know, like for example, if we get on top of these ruins. Don't think my acrobatics is really high enough, but it's just good for getting you out of situations. Like if you could get on top of that pillar, for example, if neither one of those enemies had a bow or was able to cast spells, we'd be alright. And you know, that's another point. This is a place I came undone initially on one of my other playthroughs. Is I got locked in a room with like a spellcaster. I really need to take those manacles off. But I got locked in a room with a spellcaster, and it was on one of the Mage Guild quests. But once I'd been, you know, initiated to the Arcane Asylum, and yeah, I got absolutely caned because he was running around so fast, blasting me with spells that were taking like way more than half my health. I couldn't survive. So really, I need a silence spell, a decent silence spell. But we will pick that one up at some point. And again, I think that might fall under illusion as well. So you begin to see how effective illusion can be. So yeah, anyway, that's that in a nutshell. That's the first part. I don't know what we're going to do for the next part yet. Maybe we'll start doing some of the Mage Guild quest lines, because that's probably a good way to level our magic and maybe make some easy money and get a few free spells. I think really that's what we're probably going to do. But we might also check out the Imperial District as well. I mean, we're going to have to go there at some point, really. There's a lot of like decent shops in there. And then we've still got our Wizard's Tower. So in fact, what we might do... No, what we're going to do first, we'll do the Mages Guild main quest line to get into the Mages Guild. Then we can always check out the Wizard's Tower after that, because I'm thinking a lot of people might have the Wizard's Tower. You know, the DLC, just to instantly get access to all that kind of stuff. So if I can show people how to get into the Arcane University, then we can go through there. There is the arena to tackle as well, but I think later on we'll be tackling the arena, because one-on-one combat can be pretty tough at the moment. I'm not sure how effective my spells will be in the arena yet, but I guess we'll find out at some point. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video, and yeah, if you want to see more, leave a like, leave a subscribe, and yeah, next time we're gonna start trying to get the recommendations from the Mages Guild. That's our next step, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so I hope you had fun, and see you again soon. Bye.